Welcome to another deep dive, this time into the world of English idioms. And wow, we've got a stack of guides here.
Yeah, it's amazing how many there are.
It really is.
It's not just about, simple definitions, though.
No.
We're going to go deeper than that.
We are. We're going to uncover some of the hidden stories and the cultural insights behind these sometimes really quirky expressions.
Yeah, they really do offer a glimpse into how people think and experience the world.
I think that's true.
They're like little cultural capsules preserving, bits of history, folklore, even ancient beliefs.
Like take the phrase "time flies," for example. I
Yeah.
mean, we all use it.
Yeah.
But have you ever actually stopped to think about what it really means?
It's more than just a comment on how quickly time seems to pass.
Right.
It reflects a whole concept of time perception.
Oh, wow.
The idea that time is this fleeting entity that escapes our grasp.
That's deep.
It is. And, some cultures view time as linear,
Uh-huh.
while others see it as cyclical.
That's interesting.
And this idiom definitely leans towards that linear perspective,
Yeah. Yeah.
with a hint of melancholy about time slipping away.
I never thought about it that way.
It's true, though.
It is.
It's powerful.
It is amazing how a simple phrase can hold so much weight.
Yeah.
And speaking of weight, let's talk about those idioms that borrow from the animal kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Curiosity killed the cat is a classic.
It is.
But I always wondered, where did that morbid warning come from?
Oh, the interesting thing is the original saying was actually, care killed the cat.
Really?
Yeah, and care, meaning worry or anxiety. But over time, it morphed into curiosity.
Huh.
Perhaps reflecting a societal shift, towards valuing caution over exploration.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But the image of the cat,
Right.
often associated with independence and 9 lives,
Right.
it adds a layer of irony and humor to the warning.
Yeah. It's like a cautionary tale, but it's also kind of funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. And while we're on the topic of cats, what about letting the cat out of the bag?
Oh, that one's a good one.
That always makes me cringe a little.
Really?
Thinking about those accidental slip-ups.
Oh, yeah. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Well, that one has a more concrete origin.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, believed to be linked to medieval markets,
What?
where piglets were often sold in bags.
No way.
Yeah. And these unscrupulous sellers might try to swap a piglet for a less valuable cat.
Oh, so that's where it comes from.
Yeah. So if the cat escaped, the deception was revealed.
Huh. That's a great visual.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I can just imagine, a cat scrambling out of a bag in the middle of a...
In a bustling market.
Yeah. It perfectly captures that awkward moment of accidental revelation.
It does. But, not all animal idioms are like warnings or funny mishaps.
Sure.
Some are incredibly inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. That one embodies a sense of boundless possibility,
It does.
a belief that anything is achievable.
And it's interesting to note that this idiom emerged during a time of rapid technological advancement.
Oh, wow.
So perhaps it reflects a newfound optimism
Yeah.
about human potential.
That's fascinating.
Isn't it?
It's like the idiom itself evolved alongside human ambition.
Totally.
Yeah. And speaking of ambition,
Okay.
we can't forget those idioms that capture the thrill of success.
Oh, like what?
Well, like hitting the nail on the head.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a satisfying feeling getting something exactly right.
It's so true. And that one's rooted in carpentry,
Oh, really?
where precision and accuracy are crucial.
Oh, I see.
But it's come to symbolize a broader sense of mastery.
Oh, yeah.
That moment when skill and effort align perfectly to achieve a desired outcome.
It's a good feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
It's no wonder it resonates so strongly with people across different fields and professions.
Yeah. It's like a universal language of achievement, and while hitting the nail on the head is fantastic,
It is.
sometimes we find ourselves barking up the wrong tree completely. Yeah, and I'm curious, what's the story behind that one?
Well, that imagery comes from hunting dogs,
Oh, really?
who would literally bark at the base of a tree if they thought their quarry had climbed it.
Makes sense.
But of course, sometimes the animal was hiding somewhere else entirely,
Right.
leading the dogs astray.
Uh-huh.
So it's a vivid metaphor for pursuing a false lead
Yeah.
or making a mistaken assumption.
So it's not just about being wrong, it's about being misguided in your pursuit.
Exactly.
I love how these idioms pack so much meaning into such concise phrases.
They're so powerful.
They really are. But sometimes the best way to express a complex feeling is through something as simple as the weather.
Oh, absolutely. Weather is such a universal experience.
It is.
It's no wonder it's woven into so many idioms.
Yeah.
Like take under the weather.
Oh, yeah.
It's a much more evocative way to describe feeling unwell than just saying sick.
It is. It conjures up images of like gray skies and stormy seas. Yeah, perfectly capturing that feeling of being physically or emotionally out of sorts.
Totally.
And while we're on the topic of weather,
Yeah.
how about come rain or shine?
Oh, I like that one.
It's such a powerful statement of commitment and resilience.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that one
Okay.
is its historical connection to traveling performers and entertainers
Really?
who would put on shows regardless of the weather conditions.
Wow.
So it speaks to a dedication to their craft
Uh-huh.
and a promise to their audience, no matter the obstacles.
That's so cool. It's a testament to just showing up and delivering even when things get tough.
Exactly.
It makes me think of those people who always seem to find a silver lining in every cloud.
Oh, yeah.
They have this like amazing ability to find the positive,
Right.
even in challenging situations.
And that one's a classic example of an idiom that promotes a positive outlook.
It is.
The imagery is so vivid. A dark cloud edged with shimmering silver, suggesting that even amidst difficulty, there's a glimmer of hope or opportunity.
It's a nice reminder that perspective is everything.
That's true.
And speaking of perspective, sometimes we just need to spill the beans.
Ooh, spill the beans.
Yeah, and share what's on our minds.
Ah, yes, the art of gossip.
Right.
That one's thought to originate from ancient Greece,
What?
where voting was done by dropping beans into jars.
Seriously?
Yeah. And if a jar was accidentally knocked over,
Oh, no.
the secret votes would be revealed.
Oh, that's perfect. Like a historical precursor to our modern-day social media slip-ups.
I know, right?
Yeah. But sometimes those secrets we spill turn out to be not such a big deal after all.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling of relief when you realize something is a piece of cake.
Oh, yeah, that one's all about effortless ease,
Uh-huh.
contrasting something simple with a delicious treat.
It is.
It's interesting how food idioms often tap into our sensory experiences,
Yeah,
making the meaning even more memorable.
they really do. And speaking of memorable, one of my favorite idioms for describing someone who's unflappable is cool as a cucumber. Oh, yeah. It paints such a vivid picture of composure and calm.
Yeah. And the coolness of a cucumber is quite literal.
Yeah.
Its internal temperature is actually lower than the surrounding air.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, but the idiom goes beyond just the physical, suggesting a mental and emotional state of serenity,
Right.
especially in the face of pressure.
It's that ability to just stay collected when everything around you seems to be heating up.
Totally.
It's a quality I admire in people.
Yeah.
But, sometimes we find ourselves in situations where it's hard to stay cool,
Right.
especially when dealing with other people.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Human relationships can be tricky.
They really can.
They are a breeding ground for idioms, aren't they?
They really are.
It's like we need these colorful expressions to navigate
Yeah.
the complexities of connection and conflict.
For sure. Like, take the phrase hit it off, for example.
Yeah.
It perfectly captures that instant spark of connection
Right.
when you meet someone new.
It's like you're on the same wavelengths from the start.
Yeah, and then on the flip side,
Yeah.
there's can't see eye to eye,
Oh, yeah.
which sums up those disagreements when you just can't seem to find common ground.
Right.
And it's interesting how the idiom emphasizes the visual,
Uh-huh.
the inability to literally meet someone's gaze,
Yeah.
to convey a sense of disconnect.
It's like a physical manifestation
Yes.
of that mental and emotional barrier.
Totally.
And sometimes that disconnect can lead to someone giving you the cold shoulder,
Oh, yeah.
which is never fun.
No, it's not.
That one's fascinating.
What is it about it?
Well, because it evokes a physical sensation,
Okay, yeah,
the coldness of turning your back on someone
right?
to represent emotional rejection.
Uh-huh.
It's like a visceral way to express that feeling of being shut out.
Makes sense.
I can practically feel the chill just thinking about it.
I know, right?
And those relationship chills
Mm-hmm.
can extend beyond personal connections.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Have you ever been on the fence about a tough decision?
At work. Oh, yeah, all the time.
Right.
That one perfectly captures that feeling of indecision.
It does.
Of being stuck between two options.
Yeah.
The imagery is so clear,
Uh-huh.
perched precariously on a fence, unable to commit to either side.
It's like you're frozen in a state of limbo.
It is.
And sometimes, after agonizing over a decision,
Yeah.
you just have to bite the bullet
Oh, yeah.
and do what needs to be done,
Right.
even if it's unpleasant.
That one's all about facing the inevitable.
Yeah.
Accepting the unpleasant consequences head on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's thought to originate from the practice of having soldiers bite down on a bullet during surgery
Oh.
before anesthesia was common.
Wow. Talk about a visceral image.
I know, right?
Ouch.
It really underscores the idea of enduring pain for a greater good.
It does. And speaking of enduring pain,
Okay.
have you ever felt like you were burning bridges
Oh, yeah.
by making a difficult choice?
It happens. That one carries a sense of finality and potential regret.
Mm-hmm.
The imagery is so powerful.
Yeah.
A bridge engulfed in flames, severing a connection that can't be easily rebuilt.
Right.
It's a cautionary reminder
Mm-hmm.
to think carefully
Yeah.
before making decisions that could have lasting consequences.
It's like a linguistic warning sign.
I like that.
And sometimes those tough choices involve matters of the heart.
Oh, yeah.
Or should I say matters of the wallet?
Oh, yeah.
Because, let's face it, who hasn't felt the pinch of something costing an arm and a leg?
Oh, that's a classic.
It is.
It perfectly captures that feeling of being financially drained,
Uh-huh.
as if you've had to sacrifice a limb to afford something.
Right.
And it's interesting how money idioms
Yeah.
often use hyperbole and exaggeration
Right.
to express those anxieties about financial strain.
Yeah. It's like a linguistic outcry against the high cost of living.
I like that.
And speaking of outcries,
Okay.
sometimes you just have to say a penny for your thoughts. When someone seems lost in contemplation.
Yeah. That was a gentle invitation to open up,
It is.
to share what's going on inside someone's head.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reminder that language can be used not just to express our own thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
but also to create space for others to do the same.
Yeah, it's like a verbal bridge between minds.
It is a good way to put it.
And speaking of bridges,
What about them?
the corporate world is full of its own unique set of idioms,
Oh, yeah.
like climbing the corporate ladder.
That one evokes a very specific image,
Yeah.
a hierarchical structure with rungs to climb,
Right.
representing the ascent to positions of power and authority.
Uh-huh.
It reflects a competitive mindset
Yeah.
and the ambition to reach the top.
It's like a linguistic representation
Mm-hmm.
of that upward trajectory in a career.
Right. And when someone truly excels,
Yeah.
we say they hit it out of the park.
Oh, yeah.
That one's borrowed from baseball,
Right.
where hitting a home run is the ultimate achievement.
Oh.
It's come to symbolize any kind of exceptional performance,
Right.
exceeding expectations and achieving remarkable results.
It's like a linguistic grand slam.
It is.
Yeah.
But of course, not every swing is a home run.
Right.
Sometimes we drop the ball
Ugh. Yeah.
and make mistakes that could have been avoided.
It happens.
It does. And that one's a reminder that we're all human.
Yeah.
And even with the best intentions, things don't always go according to plan.
It's true.
It's about acknowledging our fallibility
Mm-hmm.
and learning from those missteps.
Yeah, it's like a linguistic fumble recovery.
I like that.
And when those fumbles have consequences, sometimes you just have to face the music.
You do.
Yeah.
That one's about accepting responsibility for our actions,
Right.
even if it's uncomfortable or difficult.
Uh-huh.
And the imagery of facing a band playing discordant music
Oh, yeah.
suggests the unpleasantness of confronting the consequences of our choices.
It's like a soundtrack for accountability.
It is.
Yeah.
And, sometimes life feels like a journey, and we use travel idioms
Right.
to navigate those experiences.
Like what?
Well, have you ever ventured off the beaten track to explore something new and unexpected?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That one captures the spirit of adventure,
It does.
the thrill of discovering hidden gems that lie beyond the well-trodden tourist paths.
Mm-hmm.
It's about seeking out unique experiences
Yeah.
and embracing the unknown.
It's like a linguistic invitation to explore the uncharted territories of life.
Totally. And sometimes on those journeys,
Yeah.
we find ourselves in the same boat as others,
Oh, yeah.
facing similar challenges or sharing common experiences.
That one's a powerful reminder of our shared humanity.
It is.
Yeah, the interconnectedness of our lives. It emphasizes empathy and understanding,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that we're not alone in our struggles and triumphs.
We're not. And it's comforting to remember that.
It's like a linguistic life raft reminding us that we're all in this together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of being in this together,
Yeah.
sometimes we find ourselves in completely unfamiliar situations.
Yeah, and it can be a bit disorienting, can it?
It can.
Like that feeling of being a fish out of water.
Oh, yeah. That's such a vivid way to describe that sense of displacement.
It is.
You're suddenly in an environment where the rules are different.
Right.
The customs are unfamiliar,
Uh-huh.
and you're not quite sure how to navigate it all.
Yeah.
But it's a good reminder that stepping outside of our comfort zones can be Challenging, but also enriching.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a crash course in adaptability,
Totally.
and sometimes those new experiences involve learning completely new
Oh,
skills.
yeah, for sure.
Have you ever watched someone learn the ropes and been amazed by how quickly they pick things up?
It's fascinating to witness that process
It
of
is.
acquiring knowledge.
Uh,
The idiom itself evokes this nautical image,
right.
suggesting the mastery of handling the ropes on a ship.
Oh, yeah.
But it's come to symbolize any kind of skill acquisition.
Right.
That initial phase of grappling with new concepts
Mm-hmm.
and gradually gaining proficiency.
It's like they're tying together knowledge, experience, and intuition
Mm-hmm.
to create something new.
They are. And sometimes that learning process
Yeah.
involves some serious hitting the books,
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
the quintessential image of the dedicated student.
Right.
The idiom evokes a sense of focused effort,
Mm-hmm.
immersing oneself in knowledge
Yeah.
and putting in the time to truly understand a subject.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reminder that achieving mastery often requires discipline and hard work.
Yeah, it's like a workout for the brain.
It is.
Yeah.
But, not all learning is about textbooks and structured study.
No.
Sometimes it's about taking a chance
Right.
and hoping for the best.
Like, have you ever crossed your fingers for luck?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Hoping something would go your way.
It's a universal gesture, isn't it?
It is.
That physical manifestation of our desire for a positive outcome.
Uh-huh.
Silent plea to the universe for a little bit of good fortune.
And when luck really smiles upon us,
Yeah.
it's like we hit the jackpot.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that one evokes images of flashing lights
Mm-hmm.
and celebratory sounds.
Right.
That sudden rush of excitement when we win big.
Yeah.
Whether it's a lottery or a game
Yeah.
or even just a lucky break in life.
It's a reminder that sometimes the unexpected can be truly delightful.
It can, and sometimes those unexpected twists of fate
Yeah.
are simply the luck of the draw.
That's true.
It's that acceptance that we don't always have control over the outcome.
Right.
A recognition that life can be unpredictable, and
Yeah.
we just have to roll with the punches.
It is a reminder to embrace the uncertainty of life,
Yeah.
Find a sense of peace in knowing that we can't always predict what's coming next.
It's like a linguistic shrug of the shoulders.
I like that.
A way of saying, well, that's life.
It is.
But, even amidst all the ups and downs,
Mm-hmm.
there are those moments when we feel truly happy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, have you ever been so overjoyed that you felt like you were on cloud 9?
Oh, yeah. That one captures a state of pure bliss, doesn't it?
It does.
The imagery suggests a feeling of weightlessness,
Right.
of being lifted above, the mundane worries of everyday life,
Yeah.
and just floating in a state of pure happiness.
Yeah, it's like a linguistic hot air balloon ride.
I love it. But of course, we don't always float through life on a cloud of joy.
No, we don't.
Sometimes we feel blue,
We do.
dealing with sadness or a bit of melancholy.
And that one's interesting.
What is it about it?
Well, because it uses color to represent an emotion.
Right. And blue has long been associated with feelings of sadness and loneliness,
Yeah.
perhaps because of its connection to, the vastness of the sky or the depths of the ocean.
It's like a linguistic rain cloud hanging over our heads.
And sometimes when those rain clouds start to gather,
Yeah.
we just need to find a way to blow off steam.
We do. That one's all about releasing pent-up energy or frustration.
Right.
Finding a healthy outlet for those emotions. Uh-huh.
That can build up inside of us.
It's so important.
It is.
Whether it's exercise or creative expression or simply talking things out, it's about finding ways to decompress and restore our emotional equilibrium.
It's like a pressure valve for the soul.
It is. So as we wrap up our deep dive
Yeah.
into the fascinating world of English idioms, I have to ask,
Yep.
what are some of your favorite idioms, the ones that have really stuck with you?
I'm always drawn to the ones with a vivid historical or cultural backstory.
Me too.
Like spill the beans.
Yeah.
And its connection to ancient voting practices.
It's a great one.
It's a reminder that language is this living tapestry,
It is.
woven with threads of history, folklore,
Mm-hmm.
and shared human experiences.
It's beautiful.
It's like a linguistic treasure hunt.
It is. And the best part is,
With that,
there are always new treasures to discover.
there are.
So keep exploring, keep learning,
Mm-hmm.
and keep your ears open.
For those fascinating phrases that add color and depth to our everyday conversations.
Well said. Until next time, happy idiom hunting.